Good evening, vampires, werewolves, and all other nocturnal beings. Welcome to Tiddies by Night, a Vampire the Masquerade actual play run entirely by creatures of marginalized genders and presented by Tabletop Tiddies. My name is Kelly, my pronouns are they, them, and I will be your storyteller for tonight. But first, before we get into the episode, we would like to acknowledge the colonial history of Canada and how Canada has and continues to take from Indigenous people. The effects of colonization are still felt to this day, and we acknowledge that this episode is being recorded on the stolen lands of the Anishinaabe, Chippewa, Haudenosaunee, Wendat, Secwepemc, Apache, Musqueam, Squamish, Tsleil-Waututh, Coast Salish, and Cheyenne First Nations. If you would like to know more about the effects of colonization and support some Indigenous charities and organizations, you can go to the resources page on our website at tabletoptiddies.com/resources. We would also like to continue to thank our producer, Parasham, for being so incredible and donating to our Patreon and making this all possible. We may have escaped Tessera, but we're still trapped in London.
So good.
With me, I am joined by the investigators of the Occult and Unusual and guests.
Ooh. Hello, everybody. I am Charlene Bear. My pronouns are she, they. I go by Char. And this evening, I am playing Octavia Miller, the Tremere, whose pronouns are she, her.
Hello, everyone. My name is Rachel Theilade. My pronouns are she, her, and I am once again playing Evelyn Stormloft, the Nosferatu, whose pronouns are also she, her.
Hi, I'm Casper. My pronouns are they, them. I am playing Belgium Jerry, the gangrel, whose pronouns are fight me.
Hi, everyone. My name is Emily Matchette. I use any pronouns, and I play Imogen White, the Salubri, whose pronouns are she, her.
Hi, I'm Dare, pronouns she, they, they. Playing as once, as always, Leon Cavallo, your he, they, they, the Toreador that we all adore.
Nice. And once again, we are joined by the illustrious other Kelly.
Hello, everybody. I'm Other Kelly. I use he and him, and tonight I am playing Dracula, who uses probably he and they. If you like Dracula, you can find more awful accents that I do over on my channel, twitch.tv/dorktales. So many bad accents.
Love them.
We have a sponsor that we would love to thank. Inspire to create a space that you can be proud of at Inspire to Create Shop, a small Canadian business supporting and sourcing their materials from other small Canadian businesses. They have everything to make your space as cool and nerdy as possible. They have cheeky and funny decals to personalize your walls and cars, and dishwasher-safe mugs sporting your favorite class for when you come out of a long rest. Roll for initiative with Inspired to Create Dice Towers and get one for yourself using our code Tiddies by Night for a discount at Inspire 2 Create Shop on Etsy.
Woohoo! We also use Sirenscape to help make our stream more atmospheric. You can use it too for all your home games and other things at Sirenscape.com. It allows you to have music in the background, sound effects, all other kinds of fun stuff.
You know what else is fun stuff? Our friends over at Gimme the Loot! And we're gonna give them a special shout out because we also have like a special thing happening this week and we're gonna kick ass, so we're gonna shout them out. Gimme the Loot is a Dungeons and Dragons podcast about 5 dysfunctional adventurers blundering through an increasingly dangerous series of encounters with varying levels of success. They also do fantastic interviews with the folks from the tabletop RPG community and have been known to host some epic PvP cage matches as well, which will be happening this week on November 12th. The champs are us, and we are going to remain that way. Kelly, Wright, Charlene Bear, and Sara Mayfield will be defending our title for Gimme Da Belt 2022. Be sure to tune in. We will be tweeting all about it. Definitely go catch them live on Twitch or check out their podcast. And get all the information at gmdlcast.com.
It's for charity, too. The game
it is for charity, yes.
So you can donate to give us buffs, but also support Game to Grow, which is an awesome, awesome cause.
Mm-hmm.
So excited to get our second belt.
If you are watching us live, you can follow Suit of Dork Tales, who just subscribed to the channel, sporting these titties. They're double Ds. They're quite heavy time and time again to carry around. So please support us with your money. Patreon or Amazon Prime lets you subscribe for free once per month. If you use Amazon Prime, you have to resub every month. So here is your reminder.
The way you said that was great.
Yeah.
There's some energy tonight.
Too.
Good. That's good.
Also, I must say, Emily, your mic is crystal clear. Your ad read was beautiful.
Thank you. I was struggling with the lozenge in my mouth, but the mic sounded great.
Possible triggers for tonight: politics and general vampire stuff. All the things that come with vampires and Draculas and Nosferatus and all the other ones. So if any of that is anything you don't want to hear tonight, feel free to step away, come back later, or skip the episode entirely. There will be a last time on. Speaking of which, previously on Tiddies by Night, the IOU scrambled after the events of the Elysium with Dracula. They regrouped at their office to discuss what had happened and what information they needed to gather before the 3 days grace period was up. Yes, I did write 3 days grace, I'm sorry. Jerry pushed Octavia to try and remember what she had blocked from her memory. She triggered a premonition that depicted Dracula fighting the prince with the sword, draining the prince of his soul. It also showed the IOU with the aura of powerful artifacts and gadgets all around the building, but the Doulahan was gone. And finally, before the premonition ended, Octavia heard the voice of her mother saying, "Octavia, you're back." Anne took Jerry aside to hunt and reveal more about his past. She goaded him into fighting with all his power and wolf form, which triggered another vision of Oktoberfest. Here, the music is too loud. I'm sorry. Oh no, I'm not strong enough. My voice. How's that? All right, hopefully that's better. Where was I? Anne took Jerry aside to hunt and reveal more about his past. She goaded him into fighting with all his power and wolf form, which triggered another vision of Oktoberfest. Here, Anne told Jerry that she used her last vision to see who his sire was. Her name was Yolanda Amari, and she was looking for someone to take her place. Anne went on to say that the power that her and Jerry have is not respected, but Yolanda's was. She was from a circle of crone, and she was their hero. Meanwhile, Evelyn and Leon went to confront Evelyn, and they did a classic good cop, stab cop. After some...
Sorry.
After some...
Waited all week to say that.
After some persuasion, Evelyn informed him that the prince, while in slumber, is still fully aware of what is going on in the city. She planned on... Oh, now the music's just on, whatever. She plans on waking him up if she has to. Additionally, she told them that the IOU were just the front line in case Dracula wanted to kill everyone at the meeting. They mentioned how every job has an entry level, and that they don't trust that Dracula will stop at a novel, and how he probably plans on becoming a household name, risking everything and threatening the existence of all kindred. Finally, she mentioned that if the dust settled and the IOU are still with the Camarilla, they will be brought more into the fold and given more information. Finally, Octavia went to the Chantry to talk to Rita again, who confirmed that the sword is in their possession. She also mentioned that the Ephraim trials were leaning towards innocence and that Octavia would be promoted to magistrate. Only she would have to stay in the Chantry for a year preparing to train the next generation of Tremere. Octavia prioritized the IOU, and with a hug, Rita told her that she would do anything she could to help, even offering Dracula's sword. The team regrouped and prepared for their next meeting in Elysium. So we all find you in the IOU office, having brought back all of the information you have and explaining everything to each other that we definitely did over Discord and don't need to do again. So it is up to you in these final moments. It is the night of the Elysium meeting, and as you all prepare to leave, if there is any small things that you want to do before going. Yes, Jeremy.
I would. Jeremiah?
Yes,
you.
yes, Mr. Jerry.
I would like to get drunk because I fight better that way.
All right, that's easy enough. Now, question is Jerry going to drink just from the bottle or actually go out and hunt some drunk people?
I'm going to hunt drunk people.
All right. Easy. Easy enough. It's a Friday? Sure, why not?
Yeah.
I never know what day it is. Yeah, you can easily find, I think with the help of Anna, she's sort of shown you some of the like good places around the city to hunt. And has helped you with that. So you can get pretty drunk before the meeting.
Sweet. I'm toasty.
Anyone else?
Octavia and Evelyn, I think, discuss possibly contacting Rita or sending Octavia to go to the chantry to maybe.
Yes.
Wanna do that?
I think that already happened.
Okay.
Ominous! What did we plan? But I will, in case I'm just preparing for the worst. You never know. I'm going to make some blood vials for myself, or for the IOU members, I should say, of my own blood.
All right. Sounds good.
So everyone should have one.
Sweet. I am going to contact William and kind of inform him of the situation and get him to stealthily post up outside the Elysium, far enough back that any guards wouldn't find them suspicious, and I will make sure that Corvo is up with his unkindness and will be able to tip them off if we need their assistance.
Perfect. Leon and Imogen, anything from you?
I'm wearing my best suit. I just need that to be known.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I'm just happy to be here.
Perfect. Leon, are you going to go with Anne or meet her there?
Suppose
Yeah.
it's probably an IOU situation, right? We should all head in together.
All right, sounds good.
It's up to you. I wouldn't pressure you either way, friend.
I would have just been returning with Anne drunk off my ass, so.
I'll head in with all of the IOU. It'll probably seem better if we all seem as a unified front.
Does that include Anne?
If I look around at the group, can my girlfriend come?
And Jerry
Of
drapes
course.
her arm over her, like, yeah, a lot, yeah.
Absolutely.
All right.
Then yes, then we're rolling together.
All right. I've been pretty. Evelyn hasn't talked to me in the 3 days. I think that I pretty much have set my stake in whatever y'all decide. So, let's go ahead and make the right choice. But I'm behind you either way.
What is the right choice for you?
I don't fucking know.
Don't make it hot right now. It's fine.
All right.
So
Yeah.
real good answer.
I got no
Because a
clue.
lot of people don't know what rot is.
Yeah.
Right, what was I saying?
You could always look at your hands, Jerry.
Oh, raw! Yeah!
Oh, I thought there would be the answer on there.
Nah, this one's the good one.
All
A
right.
strong arm.
And you gather Fiend and the other 4 horses to pull your carriage through the night towards Elysium. Guess what? It's raining again.
Rain in London. Who would have
Oh,
thought?
Who'd have thought?
Ever.
I'm gonna stick my head and woo the whole way.
We're all going to die.
Oh, absolutely.
You see a couple. You see a couple holding umbrellas, like startled as this massive carriage rolls through the street, and you just howling out the window. Very ominous is this black carriage, and every so often you see a few like beggars out in the street sort of like tip their hat as you pass by and start walking in the general flow of the carriage. And a crow will like land on a building in front of you, and as you pass, it'll pick up and continue flying forward.
Oh, actually, they're ravens.
Well, they're not yours then. Then you see ravens later. The crows are first.
Okay.
You see a murder and then an unkindness later. My apologies. Ravens. And you finally get into the district of the Palace Theater, and you notice it's pretty populated. It seems that the snow sort of going away for a bit has allowed a lot of the humans to actually walk about at night, being used to the rain. But once you actually get near the Palace Theater, it sort of like thins out, and you notice that the humans out turn into obvious guards of the Camarilla. As you pull up behind the Palace Theater and make your way towards the regular entrance. Melinda's usual staff is there with their pale white-faced masks. And you enter. Only, other than the staff, there doesn't seem to be anybody here. The large table is set up with the chairs around it on the stage, but nobody's here yet.
Hello?
What time are we supposed to be here?
I like the echo.
I believe we're on time.
Hello?
Jerry.
Y'all can probably take a seat. Evelyn usually kind of like a power move to show up late sometimes.
No, that I do understand that as a metric of showing importance.
It's honestly supposed to like throw
Is
you off
Evelyn
your
and
groove.
Dracula just going to out late themselves? Is that the thing? Is it a late standoff? Is that what's happening right now? I have my hand like on my cane, like ready to whip out my sword at any moment. I'm just like, I don't like this.
If it is just us here, then it should be fine for me to activate Sense the Unseen.
I would maybe hold off.
It isn't Elysium if we're not actually meeting anyone.
There are certain traces on the place that can tell if you are doing anything funky.
Well, in that case, and I like scooch down to my lovely black lab mix pup, and I say, Prophet, perhaps you might do a little investigating of your own as I take a seat.
And Prophet will like walk forward off the stage and just like leap, leaving like a trail of shadow as he begins to scout through the seats. I mean, I assume everything should be still fine, right?
Oh,
I assume so.
I'd like to check around as well. I'll just look around. It's fine. I'm totally just like, yes, it's absolutely normal. I'm sure of it.
Yeah, Jerry's gonna stumble over to Imogen and whisper very not softly. Hey mate, are we early to this party?
I don't know if we're early or if everyone else is late. Do we have the right night?
There's no way.
Unless we all forgot to count how to count to 3, I don't think we are on the
Well,
wrong
what if it was a 3 nights from now situation? Like, was it meet on night 3 or was it meet the night after night 3?
Yeah, did the first meeting count as day 1?
I have faith in us that we wouldn't make a mistake that simple.
Oh, I don't think it would be a mistake. I think that's just a simple misunderstanding.
I mean, the guards are here. They don't just live here.
Question. We should not split up.
That is an excellent question. I agree with it.
I was about to say, are you sure that was the question?
I know I'm not the
I'm going to
brightest,
sit
but-
down.
As you sit down, Leon, and everyone's sort of like scattered, you hear
Check for traps.
loud as the back doors of the theater are swung open very quickly, and you hear boot steps coming forward.
I
sit
love
down
a
so
dramatic
fast.
entrance.
Jerry is gonna like put his hands up because he heard a loud noise, but they're wobbly.
Good evening.
Hello, Dracula. A pleasure to make your acquaintance once more.
Of course. I apologize for my tardiness. The city is more sprawling than I expected.
Vladdy!
Jerry.
How you doing, mate?
Not as good as you, apparently.
Oh, could be doing better.
You are well lubricated.
Not in polite company, but you know.
That one was on purpose. I absolutely know it was.
I see that only the important people have shown up.
Bar seems to be the case.
Yeah.
Shall we sit?
Yes, of course. Have you heard word of why Evelyn might be running late?
Bit rude, isn't it?
Yes. A bit rude. Dracula will sit.
I'll also sit since I was walking around. I'll come back to my seat.
Gonna sit next to Dracula.
Have your nights been pleasant?
Yeah, I've been having fun. How about you?
I have been seeing the sights. Your Tower of London, the Big Ben. I have seen bigger Bens.
What?
Boy, like, mate, big? How big we talking here?
Big enough.
Oh.
Really need
Imogen
a
is
bongo to
so
horny jail
confused right
emote. We really need it.
Imogen has no idea what's going on.
You hear somewhere around the curtains a faint cough. And looking over, you see a slight tan-skinned woman with her hair pulled back, wearing relatively clean clothes that Imogen had given her, but have definitely seen some bloodstains, as Rita steps forward and says, excuse me, I have, Octavia, you said that was a meeting.
Yes, we're still waiting, unfortunately, for the rest of the Camarilla to arrive, but do sit down. Dracula, this is Rita, one of the Tremere.
Have you brought my sword?
No, unfortunately, I was not able to. I don't have that authority. I'm here as a. And she's gonna go like sit down, and like awkwardly you hear like a squeak from the chair as it settles. I'm a bit confused, honestly. I thought the seneschal was supposed to be here.
Things clearly kept her. Don't know
I've
what
sent
that would be.
Prophet to do a little look-see in case they're nearby.
All right. Should we wait for her then?
I would say so. Sorry,
Yep.
Jerry.
I was just gonna say we can't really have a meeting without the people who called it. I might not be a smart man, but I realise that.
That is right.
Do you let them disrespect you like this often?
Who'll be disrespecting me now?
the ones who make you wait without any word. This meeting is very important. Your time is very important. They do not seem to take you seriously.
I'm sure whoever's kept them is important as well. It must be pretty important to have kept them.
We're
I mean, but did they send word? If you're like waiting for someone, you could send word somehow. I mean, we got birds. And boys. Little boys run around, with papers and like they remember messages. I used to do that when I was little. Really little. It was a long time ago.
To be longer every year.
Octavia, you feel tension off in the distance coming from Prophet.
Excuse me. I believe my pup has found something. And I will leave the table and walk in that direction. That I am feeling the energy pull.
It's coming from near the entrance from where guests would come in. And you can hear doors open up there in a set of footprints or footsteps approaching.
I believe someone is finally arriving. I call out to the rest of us. Hello?
Hello? Is anyone here?
I swear to... Is that Sydney Jones?
About to say.
And you see way
I don't see.
everybody sees because this man is very busy.
I swear to God.
Being flanked by Prophet and a very tall pinstripe dressed man with a curled mustache and a large hat on is Sydney Jones, the middle-aged thicker man with red glossy hair, wearing what looks like a mockery of somebody's theater clothes, bright and elaborate, and too many frills at the wrists, walking down the aisle towards the stage, stopping, cutting in, and taking a seat next to Baron Schneider, his best friend.
I fucking leave. I can't do it, this guy. I can't. No. Oh my God. I don't leave.
Is this where the show is happening? Dracula and the Harpy. Well, my prophecy's coming true. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing, Baron? The prince said I should come and watch and see what happens.
The prince sent you.
Well, yeah.
The prince is sleeping, right?
Well, did the prince not talk to you? Is that not why you're all here?
I like your mustache.
Oh, thank you.
We were already scheduled to be here. But did the prince reach out to you personally, or was it an envoy of the prince?
Of course. The prince came directly to my home, announced that there would be an Elysium meeting, and invited me personally. Invited all the Primogen, I imagine.
I'm gonna lean over to Imogen and be like, right, he's the crazy one, isn't he?
Something like that, yes.
Well, go on with the show. Don't mind me.
You know where the rest...
On their way. Sorry, you have to speak up. I can't hear you out here.
Do you know an arrival time of everyone else? If apparently it's going to be a much larger soiree than we thought.
I'm an oracle. I'm not some sort of clock.
I thought you were maybe given an invitation with a correct time.
No.
Oi, bloody, you know where the other people went.
I do not. Although it seems like the night's guest list is becoming more interesting by the moment. You have a child of Malkav here, do you not? A seer?
Malkavian, yes.
What else do you see?
Oh, is this interactive?
Yes, it is audience participation.
Well, all I know is that, this has been a long time coming. Evelyn, I told you, no, Imogen, no, Leon, I told Leon about this, that Dracula would come to London and eat the harpy, and I imagine that that was what the performance was going to be, but, what else do I see? What else do I see, Baron? Well, I do see bad things happening. And if the prince is awake, that can't be great, although we are all sleeping, so maybe he's the one that's come to sleep.
He is awake now.
Well, in a sense.
He slumbers in the land and uses his powers to watch.
I slumber in the land, and I use my powers to tell everyone what's happening out there. The prince was awake the whole time, and now he's asleep with me and you. I do say, this is much too interactive for my liking.
I will
Have the rest
warn
of
you,
you can...
Oh, sorry, go ahead. You
Oh no,
first.
please. You have not spoken much
I
this evening.
just wanted to make it clear, if you were considering and fulfilling any prophecies tonight, that I don't think I'd be very tasty. So, let's keep it civil, shall we?
Right, yeah. You're not gonna eat Evie, are you, Vlad?
I had not considered it.
Yeah, don't, mate, because then we won't be mates anymore, and I'm gonna have to hurt you.
Then I shall not do it then.
Thank you.
Also, Evie requested that I not do it. Which, fair enough. I believe that consent is very important, which is why I'm glad that I get a few moments alone with the lot of you. Have you considered my offer to throw off the yokes of the Camarilla?
I nudged Leon very hard.
Hopefully, I was really hoping someone else would say something. Pointedly afraid.
I'm not allowed to speak at the moment.
We have made strong considerations of both your offer and the Camarillas, and we're sort of waiting for everyone to be present to, I think, really hold their feet to the fire, as it were.
If all you wanted to do was hold the Camarilla's feet to the fire, I could have done without anything.
We have an airing of grievances. We would, at least speaking for myself, would like to get off our chest.
And you would use me as a bidding chip.
Not a bidding chip, per se.
Not only as a bidding chip.
Jerry, what did we just say about...
Sorry, I know.
No. Jerry is fine. Not as a bidding chip, but I do want to make sure all parties are present for any sort of discussion of that, not only to eliminate the amount of assumptions of partisanship in any way, shape, or form. I would like to wait till the meeting is ready and proper for us to really get down to brass tacks.
You hear
Of course.
more movement from the entrance and a collection of footsteps approaching. As you see Sky Vasquez, the keeper of Elysium, walking in, as well as the Bruja Primogen, and a collection of other relatively higher up Camarilla, some of which look confused, but they nonetheless make their way down the aisles and start sitting in the various seats. Oi! I got word from the prince that we were supposed to come down here. What's all this about?
We were having a
I don't like your tone.
Well-
Try asking nicely.
Please, would you ever so kindly let me know why a fucking centuries-old Methuselah's coming up to my house and telling me to come to Elysium pronto?
I have no bloody idea, mate. I'm so sorry.
We are. Hello, I'll take it from here slightly. I'm Cavallo, local Toreador. Well, pleasure to make your acquaintance. Anyway, as we were here for a meeting a few days ago regarding the state of the returning of certain goods and relation to potential ownership over the city of London. And this meeting needed to be extended a few days. Furthermore, we are all here waiting to finish that discussion. We were present. We are the IOU. Surely you've heard of us?
Even he goes to speak, and as he does, you hear more movement from the entrance as 20 or so more people join the group. Each of them filling up the audience of the Palace Theater. Each of them varying degrees of confused. Each of them claiming that the prince spoke to them personally to come and witness something happening in the Palace Theater.
Boy, mates, I don't like this. We outnumbered. Like, bad outnumbered.
I don't
Depends
think
on
that
how you look at it.
we're going to fight any of these people, Jerry. I'm hoping we're not going to fight any of these people, Jerry.
Worst case scenario, we'll be okay.
I do find it very odd that none of you have been informed of the purpose of this meeting.
Well, I find it very odd that they all got invited by a sleeping prince.
Like, he's awake.
I have a question. How many chairs are still unoccupied?
The Palace Theater is pretty large, so it's still a pretty personal crew gathering around the front seats. But even as you explain to more people, you hear more footsteps come in. Something is odd, though. After a while, it stops being kindred. Mortals start coming in, claiming that the prince has summoned them.
Is this not a violation of your Elysium?
Yes, it is. This is quite unorthodox. I'm not understanding what the purpose of this is. This is a show?
Is someone else
Sure.
pretending to be the prince, then? Maybe someone's faking it. Is there anyone in the audience that we know and are allies and like friends with that we could pull to the side and be like,
You
"Hey,
actively-
other than Sydney Jones,
You actively groaned when Sydney showed up.
other than Sydney Jones, I don't trust a single thing that guy says."
Is the Tremere Primogen here?
No.
Damn it.
If this is a violation of Elysium, like having mortals there, can I do like a beast sense and like try and figure out like where any person, the seneschal or the prince or legit anyone we were supposed to be meeting is? Like, can I vibe check the audience for that?
Do you wish to use Sense the Beast in Elysium?
They already.
This is a test. This is a test. I don't trust this. I don't want anything bad to befall you. I'm afraid for you. You
I
can do it.
appreciate that. I'm gonna do it.
I trust you.
I'm drunk. I'm gonna do it.
All right, roll a resolve and animalism.
We're gonna die. We're gonna die. This is it. This is it, friends. Thank you so much for watching Tiddies by Night.
We end 3 episodes early!
Sorry, I'm trying to find my resolve. Where is resolve?
Also,
Is Sydney Jones really the only person we know?
you know the others. You've just never made an impact on any.
Meaningful connection, yeah.
They're not on our NPC list for in our.
They're
in our
on the
notes.
NPC list, but your last
I'm scrolling through the NPC
your last
list right
interaction
now.
with a lot of them was at the party like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Jerry?
I got... yeah, sorry, it took me a second to find my result. And so, I got 4 successes.
So it's strange. You can sense all of the various kindred, the ones that you recognize, and a few extras. You also do sense something in the kind. And as strangely, the Palace Theater gets pretty crowded. And it's almost like an actual performance is going on at this point. You see the main Camarilla folk in the center, surrounded by all of these kind. And it's sort of like post orchestra warm-up crowd calm enters as every mortal in the entire theater speaks in one voice. Lord Dracula, you felt insulted that I didn't greet you personally. I greet you now in my true form, the city of London.
Well met. Well met. So many beautiful faces. My lord, I expected you to be somewhat less dreary.
And I expected you to come and go, possibly in a shed of blood. Something a little bit more dramatic and showy. Less tiresome, involving my own hand. So please, whatever you have to say, or whatever you're planning, do so. I'm all ears.
Do you want a show?
Please.
And you are very tired. Is that the case? You certainly have been very sleepy, my prince.
Is that all?
What kind of show would you like? I am merely a humble lord seeking stolen property. I am not a jester for your amusement.
Well, as you probably know, the people up on stage are used to performances. Our city is not so supernatural that every case they take is worth their time, but they respect the people that they work for, the clients that they take. So, in this case, the city of London seems to be plagued by a supernatural entity. A tired Zamichi who claims himself a lord comes in here and says I've stolen his property. So I trust that my investigators will be able to remove such a bothersome supernatural force. I am simply here as a client.
You would have them violate your Elysium in front of you.
If you cannot settle this with words alone, we shall see.
Is there not an ounce of honor between all of those bodies?
There is an ounce of my own blood in each of them, and if this should go south, I am not above embracing them all.
Yes, there is an equal amount of shit in the river's dams.
I'm sorry. Were you here to talk to the audience, or the investigators here?
You're right, I should speak to those with brains. My friends, London is tiresome. As you can see, it desperately needs a nap. I hope you had time to consider my offer. Or at the very least, to consider the return of my property, my dear Tremere. I am aware that you possess the item, and should you wish to impress your prince, return it, and I will leave London without so much as a snack. I will also welcome you to visit, should your cases take you outside of this puny island.
Jerry, if you're speaking, you're muted.
I'm not speaking. I'm just like I'm not seeing a downside either. Cause
sorry, keep going.
I sobered up when he said he was going to embrace all these people. I don't like that. So if we could get this over with as quickly as possible, I'd really very much enjoy it.
Can I feel where Rita is in the room?
She's at the table with you.
Yeah.
Is she next to me?
Yeah, I would imagine she would sit next to you.
I don't know what to do.
Do you mind if we have like a small little Elysium within the Elysium? You know, like those like dolls that are one inside the other, and you can just like have a quick.
We need a
little
sidebar in the sidebar. Yes.
small Elysium. Just to ourselves for just a moment. There's been a bit of change in the last few minutes.
We do find ourselves slightly thrown off from the plan due to.
I'm very thrown off.
Yes.
Well, let us speak plainly. Dracula has stated that they are aware of the property that they have been missing. And I turn to Rita and I say, were you speaking the truth when you first arrived?
She's gonna grab your hand and sort of squeeze it. I was not able to get it.
Well, then I believe I must speak plainly that it was indeed our intentions, Dracula, to return your property to you. Unfortunately, I failed to do so.
I wouldn't say you failed, Octavia.
No, I would just say you really didn't have the authority.
Yes.
But since the prince is here, maybe he could give it.
You hear,
yelling at the audience.
You hear a very startling laughter that is in unison and then cuts out immediately.
He did say that you were empowered to do what you had to do to make me leave. It seems complicit. Implicit.
Yes. Seems the Camarilla may have set us up for failure once again. Prince, my lord, if you are hearing this, did you have anything to do with the fact that we were not able to retrieve the sword in question?
Evelyn was not dishonest that I know what's going on in the city. Unfortunately, the Chantry does block my sight. They are challenging to govern.
Would it put you in bad standing with your Chantry if we pushed to retrieve this sword?
Are you asking me?
Yes, I am asking Octavia. As my character.
I do not hold a place of status within the Chantry. I am respected but I am not a decision maker. I've done everything that I can do.
Would it be possible for someone to sneak in, or would it be impossible with all of your wards and Tremere business? Because I would gladly absolve you of guilt of this, if I was able to.
Storyteller. When we were in the chantry last, I remember the gargoyle mentioning that it was going to become closed off. Can you refresh us a bit more about what that means?
Basically, they no longer have the ability to drop the wards for non-Tremere. The gargoyles have been forbidden from letting anybody who's not a Tremere into the chantry.
Storyteller.
Yes.
Question. How strong is a gargoyle?
Pretty strong. Also, if you killed the gargoyle, that wouldn't drop the ward.
Fair.
But I can try and go get it.
Would you like someone to accompany you on that?
Rita would be the only one that would be able to come.
I understand.
None of you are able to enter.
Would a raven be allowed to enter?
I'm not sure. Prophet comes with me, but I believe that's because he has my blood. Long term. Storyteller, would I know?
Yeah. It's basically your familiar could enter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
In that case, if you are willing to do this, I know you risk a great deal. Especially if the chantry is the ones who are holding the sword.
I just stand up.
I don't wish to put pressure on you.
We will return. And I grab Rita's hand and I get up and I go.
All right.
And I spit at the audience.
Oh my god.
That's what you get for sitting in the splatter zone.
You hear just like a few of them stand up, and like the Bruja Primogen gets like a hand on their chest to like hold them back, as the Kine in the audience just like applaud as you leave the stage.
Give a mean glare to the Bruja, like, what you gonna do?
Just kind of like
Jump.
mean mugs you a
Jump,
bit.
Froggy, jump. Sorry, I'm done.
Also, the Bruja is like a weird pale pig man. I remember that I described them as. Do you want me to? Do the people in Elysium want to continue talking, or do you want me to follow to the chantry?
I want to talk to the audience a little.
Sydney turns around. Yes, everyone who's new, this show is audience participation.
Yes, it is one of my new interactive live productions. And now, I do have a question for all who are present. Why is it we were not told about this sudden deluge of audience members?
The Bruja, who's kind of like eyeing Jerry now, like, I know that when I was around when the prince was up, kind of a showy prince, whatever. So if you got his attention while he's resting, then probably wanted to show a bit of strength. That's why I'm here.
Were any of you fellow Primogems told the full extent of what would be happening, or were you also just told to arrive and not given any modicum of, I guess, respect to know the situation at hand?
You have to know, Leon, that respect in this society is delicate. We respect the prince for having his secrets, and he respects each of us for having our own. You all speak, Lord Dracula, no offense, but you all make it seem like being disrespected is the worst thing that can happen. We live for a long time, and grudges fade eventually. I've already thought up 20 or 40 things that could bother me for the rest of the night.
I might get an even 50, mate.
50 it is.
Just have very trivial grudges if they fade.
The kind all speak at once. You have to understand that I offer you stability in the city. In response, you trust that I am running it the way it should be run. Each of you have something that can show disrespect to the leadership of the city, but I allow it to pass.
I mean, if we're talking about disrespect, just a few days ago we were simply sent here as potential lambs for the slaughter.
And Evelyn has been taken care of, as you can see.
Well, nice to know. Is taken care of forever, or just sort of in timeout?
I do not respect middle management mistreating respected members of the Camarilla.
Oh, is that what we are now? Respected members of the Camarilla?
If you wish to be, if you claim to be, and if you understand what respect means for all of us.
Alright, but didn't Evelyn have quite an important job?
That just means that there's a position open.
This is how you treat your friends, mate. I'm not sure
I'm
not your
sorry.
definition of
Do you miss her
respect.
already? Has she sent you on some errand that you think can only be accomplished with her presence? Do you find your lives lacking without her?
I miss stabbing her, really.
Clearly, you don't show me enough respect to communicate with someone such as Dracula and even participate in his little charades.
This is the first time we are meeting, darling.
We're not even really meeting now, are we?
You have met me well enough.
We've met your puppets, yeah.
Yes.
Who you seem all too willing to sacrifice.
There are a lot of people in London. I look out for my own. I look out for you.
Too right. I had a commander like you once.
Oh no.
Do tell.
That's all I'm gonna say about that.
All right.
Oh, Dracula. I suppose since the arrangements of the party have changed a little bit, we were
Yes.
discussing matters of your sword being returned and potentially having more leeway here with the Camarilla, but seems like there's already been changes in management in a way that honestly sent us scrambling a little.
I understand that this is very unnerving. Such a display of power is both vulgar and startling in its vulgarity. Is it... They say that the smallest dogs make the loudest noise. Such a large bark I am hearing.
Vlad, may I ask you a personal question, mate?
Of course, my friend. You may ask me anything you wish.
What is your history with the prince? Because he seems a little spun up that you're here.
What say you, Prince? What history shall I share?
I am but an audience.
My sire. My sire has had more encounters with this prince than I have, and his sire. Well, you call me a petty emissary, but my sire's sire is a brethren to all of your kind, is it not, my dear Ventru?
Go on. Give your little performance.
I know where you sleep. The rats have whispered to me. My eyes have plucked it from the clouds and the worms that squirm through your infuriatingly damp earth. You are not so protected as you think you are. And yet you send a mob, bearing what little blood there is inside of that husk that you keep buried in the center of the city. It seems such a waste. Besides, do you think that I am really here at all? And not standing over your prone body as we speak?
There is a uncomfortable non-response from the audience.
It is also easy to take someone and mold them in your image. And then to put, as you have done here, a seed of yourself inside of them so that you can control them at great distance. And apparently it is not even a violation of Elysium to do so, so I'm doubly in the clear. Or perhaps I'm just, as the Americans say, fucking with you.
Fair. It seems that each of us have our own bark, then.
I'm wondering what you... Oh, please.
Sorry, I was just gonna say, lads is a little quieter.
Well, I guess I want to know, Prince, what you want in the meanwhile. You wish to see a performance, or do you just want to join us on stage, and perhaps someone has a deck of cards we can play whist?
And on that note, we're going to go on break. And when we come back, we're going to go to the chantry.
Flew. What the heck?
So sweaty. Oh boy. Well, a lot of things are going to come to head when we come back. So stick around. We'll be right back. Bye.
Good morrow, fine patron. Are you looking for music for your character, campaign, or Twitch stream? Does music move you like prune juice after a colonic? Well, here at OBP Musical, we write music from any genre, from fully orchestrated pieces like this, to video game auditory herpes like this. We have singers from Les Miserables and Disney for vocals like this.
The heroes of the North, with them we'll sally forth. The warrior knight, the maiden of Ed.
Have a bard that's written lyrics? We can write music for them. So, if you want music that rocks, come to us at OBP Musical and get your rocks off. That sounded weird. Music and songs from any genre, from opera to country, pop to thrash metal. We are jacks of all trades. OBP Musical, music for any occasion. Birthdays, weddings, having a bris. We've got you covered when others don't. Go to obpmusical.com for more info.
Hello, listeners.
I'm Shar.
And I'm Kelly,
And together we host Drinking and Screaming.
a queer and feminist podcast about horror movies and cocktails.
We're an approachable show for horror fans and scaredy cats alike, with each episode featuring a unique and in-depth discussion on a different horror film.
From classics like Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho
Spoilers, he's an awful human being.
and The Exorcist,
That famous puke was made with pea soup,
to modern films like Hereditary
where we spoke with Charlie herself, actress Millie Shapiro.
and Host.
We interviewed the full cast.
You'll be sure to have a great time and maybe learn something new.
And we're a film podcast that isn't just a bunch of bearded white men. Who knew?
Drinking and Screaming has 4 full seasons out now wherever podcasts are found.
And remember, always scream responsibly.
I've been working on my Steve cosplay, and I found the perfect piece to finish it off at the costume shop. They have wigs, costumes, contacts, and they even have a cosplay section on their website for people just like me. Head on over to thecostumeshop.com/?REF tabletop titties to get started. That's TheCostumeShoppe.com, spelled ye old way. Make sure to use the code tabletop titties with double D's to get yourself $10 off at checkout. Maybe I should make a Imogen White cosplay next.
All right, we're back. Look at those shining faces, all so excited about what's happening.
Stressed.
So it was just Rita and Octavia going, right? Nobody was.
We can't go. We can't get in.
There is a raven following.
Ooh,
following.
I'll take a breather periodically to go outside and use my powers to like see what's going on. Like,
I mean,
hold on a minute.
Jerry's set a precedent. You can just ward into that raven sitting in your seat if you want to now.
Yeah,
That dam's
okay.
been busted.
Fair
Wait,
enough.
no. I didn't set a precedent. The prince set a precedent. I was following the leader.
He used
Valid.
the discipline outside and then brought it in. It's like when you go outside for a smoke. It's fine.
Brought humans in. I thought that broke the rule.
It's a theater. Anyways, is there anything you would like to say to Rita on the way there?
This is, well, quite some developments, but honestly, I don't understand what is this prince's angle? At this point, there's nothing that we can do. Do you think the Tremere will be open to anything? I haven't gotten good enough at reading your hand squeezing, so I didn't know if you really had the sword or not.
Yes. Unfortunately, no. I think I can get it, but in the moment I've still been trying to take its powers away, but it is challenging. We have been doing it for quite a while, and no success.
Well, it might come in handy if it still does have its abilities.
Yes. I wish I could help you in making this decision easier, but I am not. I am just an apprentice, and they don't give us much information.
Yes. That seems to be everywhere, very prevalent.
It does propagate down from the Camarilla.
At least the Tremere like to research things. In my vision, I did feel many, many auras of other occult artifacts. If Dracula did receive his blade.
In the Chantry.
In the IOU.
You had a premonition of artifacts in the IOU?
Yes?
And this is if Dracula gets his sword.
Yes.
I don't know if the Chantry would allow that. Are you saying that Dracula would... that you would have more access to research of artifacts if you sided with Dracula?
That's what it seemed like.
Odd.
I mean, I've been crafting things, gathering things. I don't give, I mean, that's
I don't want to hear it. Whatever you do in your business. Well, as I said, I will get you the sword. You understand how difficult it is for me to do it without telling, but we do have... I trust that whatever you decide will be the right decision.
Know that there is always a place for you if anything does go wrong.
Great. It sounds like if you side with Dracula, I'll have a lot of research.
The two of us.
Yes, the two of us. And as you continue to the chantry, Evelyn, you see the carriage make its way to the university. The two of them step out and make their way to the side of the building, turning a sign in just the right way. The chantry itself, Octavia, is still quiet. The trials must be going on, but she leads you through the halls, deep into the chantry, in places that you haven't needed to go before. And you can feel power. Not just emanating from one source, but you can feel this, like, weight come over you of just different sources of power as you are brought deep into these vaults. And she brings you forward to the sword. And you can hear these whispers. It's faint, and it sounds like it's not coming from this plane. But you can hear them nonetheless. I would... If you have made your decision to not side with the Camarilla, then perhaps we should make it look as if you have taken this by force.
Do you really think there's no way that Tremere can rethink things?
We have been sent this from... Well, we've been sent this from older chantries for us to try to dispel. I'm not one to say how dangerous this is in his hands, and the chantry has their secrets for a reason. Octavia, I don't think the chantry has much love for the Camarilla. I think it is simply a convenience. If you could...
Yes, that was my understanding.
If you could somehow make something else controlling London, I think we would hide until it was established, but I don't know. You know the connection we have, and you know that we will stay bonded no matter what.
Perhaps there is a way out of this. When the dust settles. Honestly, I don't know how it seemed to you, but the prince was not making light of the situation. They've taken control, that many lives will be lost. The reason I didn't want to give Dracula this blade was for that very reason, and this is already occurring, regardless of that. It feels as though doing this, less lives will be lost.
I have not been around when the prince has been up, but is it possible that it's just a bluff?
It could be. But still, lives hang in the balance.
Well, either way. Perhaps making this seem as if Dracula himself has made his way down here and attacked me. prophet could bite out my throat, perhaps.
You don't want to come back with me?
It is tempting. Yes. All right. Whatever happens to you will happen to me.
I smile.
All right. I have touched this before. I will carry it out. And you hear her like grab it and like fold a bunch of material over on top of it, bundling it up. And she will grab your hand and lead you back through the chantry.
Besides, if we hadn't come here, you wouldn't have been in the chantry, no? I asked you to come to Elysium to witness the meeting as a Tremere representative.
I needed to see him for myself to decide if siding with the Camarilla was still the best choice for myself.
Exactly. Good talk.
And as you pass the gargoyle leading you out, the air grows
Sebastian.
cold. The ravens see a darkness descend upon the exit to the chantry as wisps of shadows build around the courtyard. And Octavia, you hear whispers. Octavia, I knew that the chantry had it all along. You must understand that the Giovanni need this. You must understand that our family is much older than the Tremere. And an ally like Dracula can really do numbers for us. Give me the sword.
Is this in my brain, or am I feeling like they're here?
It's out loud.
Fuck. Unfortunately, that is not going to happen. Dracula will get his blade, but I'm not giving you the satisfaction of delivering it.
Then I will have to bear the entire Shadow Realm on top of you. I will drag you to the depths before I allow you to bring that sword to a simulacrum.
I don't think your dear pal Vlad would be very excited to hear of this.
You underestimate us, Octavia.
Do I?
This was his idea.
I doubt it.
Well, you can rely on your faith, or you can join your mother.
I've lost her before, found her again. This may prolong that meeting, but it won't be forever.
You feel a tug on your arm, and Rita speaks very timidly. Octavia, there are more here than just her. If he was going to get the sword, regardless, we should just give it to her, should we not?
No. This is... Who knows what they will do with it. They passed sides so quickly, one never can understand what goes on in the Giovanni's brains.
All right, what do you wish to do then?
I don't know.
Is it too heavy for a raven to carry?
Yeah, it's like a claymore basically.
It's a giant fucking two-handed sword. Okay, cool.
How far away is the chantry, and how fast can I run?
It's
Too far.
It's pretty far away.
I'm just looking at my abilities, and I really don't feel like I can do anything for this. My new ability that I haven't used is more for investigating than helping me fight.
You know the extent of Valentina's powers, which is she could send you to the Shadow Realm, and that was pretty draining the last time you were here, or you were there.
It feels like I'm in a tough spot and I can't do anything. Ah!
How fast is the horse?
Well, we have to get to it. We're like literally surrounded by spirits.
Ooh.
I think I'll... Oh God, I can't believe I'm doing this. I'm going to take out one of my blood vials that I had, and I'm just going to like smash it on where I think her face is.
What does the blood vial do?
It won't do anything right now, but just you wait, bitch. It'll do something soon.
You hear her voice, and she's like walking towards you through the grass. And you smash the blood vial, and you hear... This one time, Octavia, I will give you this one, but you and the investigators run my patience. Now have your friend hand it over. I don't want to get physical.
Give it to me. I ask Rita.
She'll hand it to you.
And I'm just going to run. I can't just give it to her, so I'll probably go down, but I'm going to run with it.
All right.
I'm going to run to the carriage.
As you run, your feet sloshing in the muddy grass, you feel hands grasping you from below. Give me an athletics and dexterity.
Can my raven help by trying to peck this bitch's eyes out?
The problem, your ravens can't see. They're like...
I thought you said I was watching.
They are literally like surrounded by an engulfing darkness.
Oh, okay.
The only reason
That's
that
shitty.
this doesn't affect Octavia is because it doesn't matter.
Right.
Because I can't see. I'm rolling literally 2 dice. This is so bad for me. I can't win this battle. I do have an idea for if I do go down, but yeah, I got 1 success as I'm running.
Yeah, you feel the like tendrils and hands from the afterlife pulling on your leg as you slip and fall into the mud, and you hear the sword slide in the mud in front of you.
Damn it. Am I going? I'm going. I'm being pulled.
You're being like held by the shadows.
Okay. In this moment, you can say if this idea doesn't work, but I would like to, the moment that the sword leaves my hands, I imagine like the essence of my mother forcing her way through, and I'm going to activate Spirit's Touch on the blade to just learn what I can about it, which... by touching an inanimate object, the vampire can sense the emotional residue left by those who have handled the object or visited the location, if I do it on a location. And each point of margin that I win on a contested dice roll, I can figure out previous users of the item.
All right, go ahead and roll. What is the difficulty?
Okay. So this is an intelligence and aspects roll versus a difficulty depending on the information sought. Gleaning the emotional state of the user of a murder weapon used a few days before is difficulty 3, but sensing the surroundings in which a 300-year-old letter was written approaches difficulty 6 or higher.
All right, go ahead and roll.
So I'm trying to focus on, my mother and I are focusing on this, thinking about... I'm hoping to gain previous owners and any sort of residue on this blade.
All right. Roll good.
At least this, I have a good dice amount for this. And I'm also going to rouse the blood on my intelligence, which I fail, so I get hungrier.
Ooh. You feel your mother making you hungrier.
My mom's not my sire. And I'm also going to use a free reroll that I bought with channel points earlier.
Hell yeah.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 successes.
Ooh. All right. So, as you reach out and pull yourself through the mud, you feel the blade has slipped from its packaging, and as you touch it, a wash of information comes over you, almost painfully so. It's like a migraine. The sword was forged by Dracula's father, and it was infused with the ability of drawing blood into it. As Dracula fights with it, he can essentially pull blood to be used later. It also can diablerize, simply from using
exactly
it.
what I thought.
Not in a way that Dracula could absorb the soul. It is literally pulling the soul from someone and destroying it within the sword. But the whispers that you hear are the faint remnants of all of the people who have been killed by the sword. Is there anything else I'm missing, Drac?
How many successes was that?
8, which is a margin of 2 extra.
Potentially the reason the sword was forged in the first place, and maybe the person who helped forge it.
Before I ask, was the reason it was forged problematic? Because if it was, we're not including...
It was... Here, I'll send it to you.
I can't read all this while I'm talking and storytelling.
No, done.
Okay. Ooh, perfect.
Yeah, so it's surprisingly vanilla reason that it was forged.
Ooh, good job, World of Darkness. You got one.
You got one.
It was actually forged to defeat a demon.
That's a good reason. It sucks that I'm gonna lose.
Wait a second. Demons.
Yeah, I'll call that.
I know one of those.
Sword. It's fine.
Is this the same demon that's now living inside me with the very vanilla name?
Bartholomew? No.
No,
no.
it kills a demon named Brad.
Oh, okay. Well, as long as it's not Bartholomew, we're good.
Yeah, it kills every demon named Brad, and like, there's a lot. But as
And in my final, do I have any more options, or am I done? It's fine if I am.
I will say that as you're having this vision, the pain in your head, you can hear Prophet barking, and a lot of people being attacked by Prophet behind you, as you have now been attacked by them.
Yeah.
And you just hear the like sound of Prophet like shifting around and like snarling and biting all of the Giovanni that are descending upon you.
Is my hand on the blade?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna squeeze it as hard as I can, cutting my palm on it.
All right.
As I get decimated.
And as you do, you hear a heel slam on the sword as it is pulled from your grasp, slicing along your palm. Octavia, always good doing business with you. And you can hear footsteps going off in the grass. Please heal your dog before I leave.
Prophet, come to me.
And Prophet like comes back to you and like nuzzles you, and you can feel like an arm in his mouth.
Does anyone at the table, does anyone else have animalism high enough to communicate with animals?
I do.
Okay.
I think, let me check. Yes, I do.
I'll whisper in Prophet's ear, go to them, and then that's it.
Prophet will bound off, and Rita will come to your side. And the coldness fades as the shadows dissipate, and the ravens see lying down in the wet grass is Octavia, with Rita next to her and Prophet bounding off. And we will cut back to Elysium at that moment.
Well, I work the fuck out of my ravens. I'm like, well, that's problematic. Seems something happened to your sword on their way out. You wouldn't happen to know anything about that, would you?
Only that you have just told me it.
Yes, it seems they were attacked by shadows.
Not my forte.
No one you're allied with. Would I have recognized anything like similar to what Valentina has done in the past since we have had dealings with her?
Yeah, that's some Giovanni-ass powers that you saw.
So I am not out of line in suggesting as such. Okay, yeah.
Shadows.
Someone I know who I've worked with before definitely delves in such.
Where did this occur?
Right outside the chantry, yes? Question mark? Yes. Right outside the chantry as they left.
Then perhaps the five of you, the four of you? The one, two, three. Yes. The four of you should make haste to the chantry then to assist your friend.
Perhaps we should.
Is leaving you
I will
here
make this.
alone okay? Not due to a lack of trust of you, but the tension here feels unruly.
I will say her dog Prophet is on his way. I'd love to hear what he has to say.
Make your choices. I am fine being a one-man show.
I'll have a suggestion. That half of us go, and then the other half stays.
I'll stay.
Oh.
I don't know where you'll need the muscle.
I will say last time we split, things didn't go so well.
I think we should probably all try to stay together.
Yeah, but Miss Octavia might be hurt.
Oh, Rita is tending to her at this moment, as when I left the Raven's eyes.
Alright, well, can your ravens find that Valentina chick? Because I would like a word.
We know where they live.
Right, yeah. We should meet with them.
Valentina Giovanni, the one from the other night.
Yes. She has a rather unfortunate history with the IOU.
I see.
Not a trustworthy one.
Prince, it seems that my property now is in the hands of an independent.
That's a shame. The investigators usually... Well, the results are usually more positive. Does this mean that you'll be leaving the Camarilla alone?
Let us see how the night plays out. There's too many hours until the dawn.
May I ask a question, Prince? Why don't you want Dracula to get his sword back?
All of the humans just like look directly at you in one movement. You've seen him. He's showy, claims to be all-powerful, but has made his way into my city looking for a blade. That means that it holds great power. Something that he wishes to possess, and men with power often don't know where to stop.
And I wouldn't be here at all if it hadn't been taken from me.
Should keep better eye on your property then.
Right, I'm gonna go before I say something that gets me in trouble. So,
Be careful.
who's coming with me? Anyone? No? Fantastic.
Jerry,
Go ahead.
Oi.
I will meet you in the graveyard.
All right.
Oh.
To do what? That's Dare asking, not.
Yeah, we got like 15 minutes. Describe. What are you gonna do? What's going on?
It's a fade to black.
Jerry, Jerry, you're heading off.
Yes, I'm meeting Dracula in the graveyard before I go. Right now. I don't know if this is the before or after situation.
Octavia.
Take your friends and meet me in the graveyard.
Oh, take the friends. Okay.
Oh.
I will entertain this stuffed shirt.
And
Well, that's up to them then. Because I'm going to go punch a Valentina.
Hey, do what you got to.
Can I have to rouse to use this special power of warging into my ravens, so we'll do that for that. So we will be at 2 hunger.
ooh, there's a smorgasbord in front of you.
Yeah, I know, but
Drink the prince.
not my type. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead because I did that to catch up on the previous thing that I did because I want to do it again to see where profit's at.
Nice.
So we might be at 3. We're not. Okay, cool. Yeah, I just want to check in and see where the fuck does dog at?
All right. So are you all leaving with Jerry, or is Jerry leaving alone?
I'm not letting Jerry go alone, obviously.
No, we're
Oh,
not.
yeah.
I'll go with Jerry.
All right.
Oh,
So
now I have to pick.
Dracula's being left alone.
No,
I didn't say I was leaving, Kelly. I'm worked
No.
out. I can't go
Gotcha.
anywhere. I'm literally in almost a state of torpor.
Wait, no.
like
Okay,
this.
hold up. Pause. Okay.
Did you all
Evelyn
forget
is-
your places? There's usually tape on the stage to let you know.
Oh, shut up. I can still hear you
Sydney,
as I'm just laying
I have
there.
a question for you.
Yes.
What do you think we should do?
Well, make this more entertaining, that's for sure. But beyond that, I kind of like looks over at the humans. I'm more impressed with the showmanship of our good prince here, so if that's something you're into, perhaps that. But at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. Once we wake up, this'll all be a sweet dream.
As usual, helpful as always.
That was not helpful at all, as usual. All right.
I'm just
Leon,
still...
are you going with Jerry or shall I?
No one asked to go with me.
I know, but I worry.
I can take Anne.
No, you should. One strong person should be in one spot. You
Alright.
go with Jerry. I'll stay here.
I'll go. Yeah.
Yeah.
If there's healing to be had, I should probably go anyway.
Both of you be careful. I don't. Anything could happen, honestly.
Yeah, she'll keep an eye on me. We'll be good.
I believe you.
You're taking the
Go.
carriage. Be careful. Prophet's running about in the streets.
All right, raise your hand if you're leaving Elysium. All right, perfect. So, as Imogen, Jerry, and the Ravens depart, leaving Dracula and a warged-out Evelyn at the table.
And Leon.
and Leon.
And Leon.
And Anne.
Anne.
And Dan. Yes.
Yeah.
Good.
Anne's there too.
And the entire population of the Camarilla higher-ups.
Yes.
The ravens fly over, and we see Jerry and Imogen get in the carriage as Prophet, rushing down the street, a trail of smoke behind him, makes his way, hopping into the carriage before you close it. Their carriage moves forward, and between the ravens, Evelyn, you track the Giovanni. a shadow moving through the city, almost at supernatural speeds, heading, sure enough, towards the graveyard. And are Jerry and Imogen going to Octavia, or would Evelyn try to tell them, like, guide them where to go?
I
Up
think
to
we would
them
have
if
gone
they-
to Octavia.
Oh, I wanted to hunt down the Giovannis.
It would be easy enough for the Ravens to guide the carriage if you wanted.
Yeah, if you're looking for the Ravens, they're following where they're going, but that's up to you guys as to what you're doing, because...
So, Jerry, you would see a unkindness of ravens moving through the city.
Yeah, I'm following Evie's unkindness.
All right. And
I don't know. I don't tell Imogen. I'm literally just following because I thought she signed on to she signed on to first aid me as I fight these.
I'm the one driving, probably though. So
I have drive too.
2 dots in drive.
Oh, Cracker Jacks. I've got. Oh no, never mind. I don't have drive. That's another.
Yeah, no,
character.
I'll go where Jerry says to go though. Begrudgingly.
So as you turn away from the direction of the university, you head towards the graveyard. And as you approach, you see these ravens flying and stop, landing on the trees. This is not the graveyard that Imogen was buried in. This is
I was gonna say.
this is the graveyard that Karl Marx was buried in.
Oh, right.
Is this the graveyard where I'm meeting Dracula later?
Yeah, I mean, wherever.
Okay.
And even as you approach, you can see the shadows of the Giovanni entering and dispersing amongst the graves.
I'm gonna shout out, "Oi, Valentina!
It echoes through the night.
You've got something that doesn't belong to you, love. And I'd like to have a word."
No response.
Cool. I'm gonna activate Beast Sense. Pretty sure that's arouse or something.
I'm gonna heighten senses for my hearing.
All right. Go ahead and roll nothing because it's free.
Not hungry.
You were doing Sense the Beast?
Yes.
Jerry? All right, give me a resolve in animalism.
I just want to make sure I'm. Oh, wait, yeah, okay. Resolve, animalism. Ha 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 ha. 8 successes.
All right. You sense not an army, a platoon of opposing kindred in this graveyard. You sense the Giovanni descending on it, but you also sense a crowd of other kindred. But that crowd quickly dissipates as, looking upon the graves, you see like almost what looks like centuries being torn and falling. The shadows piercing through the graves, taking out the guards. Imogen, you can hear the sounds of squelching and tearing and shadows and spirits descending upon this graveyard. The Giovanni's full might, tearing any guards that were present in this graveyard.
Can I find Valentina?
You can enter the graveyard if you wish.
Oh, yeah.
What's happening in there?
I'm gonna do all of my animalness things. Lethal body, resilience, toughness, whatever you let me get away with.
You just hulk out as your claws are extended. Your skin is toughening. Your vest is tearing a bit.
Yep.
As you stride into the graveyard. Imogen, what are you doing?
Follow him, of course.
And Imogen holding up her dress, running after him.
I turn back in the, like, with the sickest smile and, like, the deepest voice. It's like, if you're coming with me, Emmy, stay close.
I push past him. I'm like, you just chill out for a second.
Chill out for a second.
Like, can you just for a hot second take a breath? And I'm gonna lead the way with my heightened hearing.
All right. Lots of squelches. You
Tiny girl in front of me, and I'm
just hold up.
You.
I mean, you, Jerry, you're used to the comms expert, the one carrying the backpack of all the shitty technology, holding up speakers and megaphones and stuff. As you continue through the graveyard, it is very affluent and is where all the bigwigs are buried. You see the shadows descending upon you, Jerry, as ethereal hands begin to like reach up out of the ground towards you. You see a Giovanni like striding in your direction.
I want to punch him in the face.
Not
in the mood to deal with these people.
Not even. I'm not gonna make you roll for it. You, with all of your powers, tear this Giovanni to shreds. As Imogen, you just hear like the full might of Jerry next to you, kind of a bit loud.
And with that, we're switching to sight.
As Jerry protects you, defending you from these Giovannis sort of like closing in on you, you clock deep within the graveyard, a untended, unadorned grave where standing you see Dracula, kneeling in front of him, Valentina with a sword.
Thank you.
Lord Dracula, we will hold them off as long as you need.
You may let the IOU through if you'd like.
Are you sure? You underestimate
They pose
Jerry.
no threat. I do not.
All right. And she sort of like...
They are not on the side that you think they are.
Oh, all right. And she just sort of stands, and Imogen, you can see her standing next to Dracula wielding the sword as the two of you march towards
She still
her.
has the sword?
No, Dracula has it.
Fuck, damn it.
And now my arm is complete again.
Oi, Sweeney!
Jerry.
Did you organise this?
There were discussions. Fail
Did she act under your orders?
What was done to Octavia was not part of the plan.
So that's a yes then.
I want to show you something before you react. You see this grave?
Aye.
It has been dormant for a long time. Slumbering, sleeping, enjoying its rest. It's sad, really. If you had just been a little more civil, Mithras, it would not have come to this. Enjoy your nap. And he's going to stab the sword into the grave.
I'm yelling stop. I'm yelling stop. I'm yelling stop.
Far too late for that.
And as you do, the sword sinks in, and it doesn't seem that anything happens. But Imogen, you can see through the darkness a crimson vein growing up in the sword. And you hear these whispers. Jerry, you can begin to hear them as well. as the sword begins to not glow, but almost this smoke emerges from where it has stabbed. And the soul of the Prince of London is pulled into the sword. Back at Elysium, Leon, you see Dracula before you, smirking, and his face kind of melts a little bit as the flesh begins to slough off, and you see the skeleton underneath just collapse as the vicissitude
I like that word. Keep it.
is released. You also hear a in unison cry from the audience as all of the mortals sitting in the seats just sort of like slump over. And the camera sort of like look around confused. And then slowly the humans start to like come to. And you hear in the audience, where am I? What's going on? Why are we in the theater? What happened? Oh, I'm so thirsty. Where are we? As all of the mortals come to.
And that was quite a electrifying performance, I shall say. I hope you all feel free to make your way out. I'm sorry.
Activate Cloak of Shadows so they don't have a fucking heart attack.
I was also hoping to just my irresistible voice, which is, free dominate essentially over the crowd of folks. Of just like, I hope you enjoyed that show. Be sure to make your way out. Don't forget to hydrate and take care of yourselves, that it is getting pretty late. Take care.
Sydney is full on, like, focused clapping, just like the meme, just... and just, like, stands up. Nobody else is clapping. Everybody is confused and has not come to yet, and Cindy is just there, focused, clapping at you, Leon. Octavia, you sit in the muddy grass, Rita pulling you up and trying to clean you off as much as she can, and says, well, I suppose whatever is done at this point.
Agreed.
I hope for our sakes that we are on the right side, or at least we can pretend we were.
I make plans and the entity laughs.
Indeed. Let's get back to your office, shall we?
Yes. If I could take your arm. My dog is on a mission.
Of course. And she begins to lead you back to the office. And Imogen and
I walk slightly closer than usual with Rita.
Ooh. It's cold out. You gotta warm that unfeeling body. And Jerry and Imogen, you stand there as Dracula has just sent the prince on his final death.
Yeah, that's all well and good, mate. That didn't answer my question.
Oh, the answer is no. They brought it to me as a gift. I did ask that if the Tremere were unable to get it, that they could. But it seems that they, jumped the gun.
Right. So no beef with you. Valentina. And I'm gonna rush Valentina.
Oh my god, Jerry!
He hurt Miss Imogen.
Roll me a strength in athletics. Or strength in melee with...
Kill all of our NPCs.
Whatever dice. At this point, I can't keep track.
That's 4. Wait. It's not brawl?
Brawl, sorry, yes.
Okay, cool. Whew. I'm not drunk, but I do have my claws.
I liked her.
We did it.
She's about to fucking bite it, bro. Like...
Her family does have immaculate drip, though. Truly.
Yeah.
I've been grave robbing before. It's fine.
I got 7 successes.
Was that using your reroll?
No, that was my first roll.
Do you want to reroll?
You have 3
Do you
if
want to
you
use a
want
reroll?
to reroll any of those dice.
I'm just
Oh
curious.
my God.
I'm just
Okay,
curious how
yeah.
high Jerry could get.
Let's go.
Way too
Let's
high.
see.
How dead is this bitch? Is really the question. How super decimated is she?
Oh,
I mean,
wait,
she brought it on herself.
wait, reroll. That was another 7. What the hell? Wait, no. Sorry. That's my Oh my God. You know what? I'm going to stick with that. 10.
All right. Imogen, you stand in shock at what had just happened. Dracula, your goals accomplished. Chaos and your sword back. And as you stand there smiling at everything you've accomplished in the last 3 days, Jerry comes rushing forward, and with the force of any Titan that you have ever seen, Gibbs Valentina in front of you, and blood and viscera splatters against your face as you continue to smile, and we pull away on this chapter of Tiddies by Night.
Do I even get cool occult shit? I don't like.
We'll have to see.
Don't hurt my friends.
You're all the prince now.
If everyone's royal, no one will be.
Now we're gonna be fucking under the Giovanni, I bet.
Gotta be royal.
I mean-
Not if Jerry punches them all.
Yeah.
Give me a couple rounds. I got this. I only used 1. Wait, yeah, that was 1. Yeah, 1 roll. I used 1 reroll. 2 rerolls? I don't know.
Yeah.
I've got 1 left, so I'm good.
You've got 2 left according to the chat.
Yeah, okay. Thank you, chat.
Because I bought you all an inspiration as consolation for killing your prince.
Beautiful.
Decent. Hey,
a good
everybody. Thank you all so much for joining us. You are awesome for hanging out, and we hope you had a good time. If you enjoyed yourselves and you want to show your support, the best way to do so is by heading on over to patreon.com/tabletop titties. When you become a patron, you get access to a multitude of behind-the-scenes snippets, polls that affect our games, bonus episodes, and more. We also have a merch store. If you want to get some titty swag and plaster it all over your body, you can definitely do so. At tabletoptitties.threadless.com. We have a lot of cool stuff, character art on t-shirts, bags, the little like pillows, you name it, it's probably there. Just go and check it out. Because yeah, it helps us out, and we would appreciate it. And yeah, last but not least, make sure to follow us on social media at Tabletop Titties. And if you tweet using the hashtag TTTitties, you can get an NPC named after you for the next couple episodes until this season is done. You can find all of this info on our website at www.tabletoptitties.com. And remember, when we say titties, it is with double D's. Ooh,
Oh,
boy,
boy.
what a night.
That was a lot.
Dracula, where can we find you?
You can find Dracula. Maybe in London further than this. Who knows? I'll mail you the wig. But you can find Dracula's meat puppet over at twitch.tv/dorktales or youtube.com/dorktales, or wherever you find your podcasts, where we broadcast at least 3 times a week, sometimes many more times, because we have no sense of self-preservation. Cheers.
Yay! Go show some love. We're gonna try to find someone to raid. It's late and no one plays vampire apparently. So stick around. We'll find someone. Show some love and have a great evening. Bye, everyone.
Bye.